Like nobody, if I was sick tomorrow, would be thinking about me, but this one. And we've been through that. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been hurt on the job. Been sick. She's been sick. We side by side. And you gotta keep that in mind too when you think who you choosing to be your wife.
You know, you gotta have somebody that's gonna push you and motivate, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
He's been doing that since day one. When I got with him, my credit was terrible.
Wow.
I had bills that wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
You gotta have somebody that's gonna see more in you than you see, pretty much. He saw more.
That's right, we're back. Welcome to High Vibrations Only, the place where we're all about inspiration, motivation, and elevation. We want to make you feel good, make you feel like you could take on the world, because guess what, baby? You could take on the world. I am excited today. I don't know if you could tell. I'm always excited, but I'm super excited today because I am honored to have on the show, all right, Erana and 𝙇𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙞🖺 Tyler. Now, let me tell you something. They are a lot of things, entrepreneurs, actors, and most importantly, you know, they're one of the people that I look up to when it comes to how to do this love and marriage thing successfully. So please join me and welcome me to the show, Erana and 𝙇𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙀🕬 Tyler. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's why I was gonna ask you business.
There it is. Now, listen, welcome to the show, guys. You know, I was saying that I'm very big on all things love, marriage, just in general, but most specifically black love. But before we get into that, we're going to do a toast because that's what we like to do on the show. Yes, so grab a glass. This is a toast to more life, more health, and more wealth. Amen?
Amen.
I like that. Cheers.
That's my kind of toast.
That was good.
Indeed, indeed. But I was saying that I'm a fan of all things marriage, love, and we met because I produced a show, Couch Party in AR, and you guys were on there and you won, okay? And I looked at, there was something you said, 𝙇𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙀𝙀. You were like the host was saying that you guys were married 25 years. You said no, don't short me. We were married 27.
And a half.
27 and a half. And I was thinking to myself, man, that is crazy. Like you said that you guys been together like 30 years, married 27. Before we get into a lot of stuff, I want to know. First of all, I'm sure you've told the story too many times, but you haven't told it to me. So how did you guys meet?
So we met, we used to work together. Teenagers.
Well,
very
I was
young.
20.
Well, I was 19.
Okay.
Just coming into the government.
Yeah.
I was actually in a relationship with
Right.
my daughter, my oldest daughter,
Okay.
Brittany's dad.
All right.
And you know, he was young.
Yeah.
So he had plenty of friends
Yeah.
as well. And one of our coworkers actually kind of connected us and kind of hooked us up to go on a lunch date. And we went on a lunch date together, and we had great conversation.
Yeah.
We hit it off.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me shut up.
I was trying to make.
He
said, "Wait a minute." He said,
The long version. No, you missing the point.
What's the point?
First of all, she ignored me for
I was gonna cut that
months.
out.
And she didn't like light-skinned guys.
See,
So I was persistent.
I was skipping over that.
Well, he need to know that.
Wait, you were persistent for how long? For months, you said.
Man, it probably was months, yeah.
But see, the key word is that's why I started off. I was in a relationship with Brittany's dad.
Yeah.
So that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
Because I was in a relationship.
Right.
So, but again, like he said, he was very persistent.
Yeah.
Flowers, gifts, good morning, beautiful, all that kind of stuff played a part. And,
Yeah.
you know, and a nice looking guy.
Yeah.
But I was in a relationship at the time.
Right. But let me ask you this, though, because a lot of times people say, is that always a good thing? Like when someone is persistent like that? Because sometimes I feel like at what point do you know to be persistent? Because if she's not responding for like months, some people might say, well, you know, move on. Like what made you say, you know what? It's something there.
I think, of course, like she said, I had female friends.
Yeah.
No problem with that. But I think once we connected and we started hitting it off a little bit, and then it stopped.
Yeah.
And that feeling I had when it stopped showed me this wasn't normal. It wasn't like the other ones. I'm like, all right, bye. It wasn't like any other female. It was like next for them, and then this one was like, I don't feel right. Like,
That whip appeal.
Yeah.
so I just, of course I saw it every day at work.
Yeah.
So and then when we kind of went our separate ways, it was like, I was just in a bad place, and then I was like, then she can say how she came back, and then we ain't never looked back.
Wow.
How did you get back?
Yeah. I was about to say, like, how did?
So, like I said, we started conversating on the phone all the time, going to lunch while we were at work. He was my work husband.
Yeah.
And we just built this strong relationship, and I'm not gonna say I fell in love with him, but I really, really liked him a lot. So Brittany's dad, he was a good guy.
Okay.
So I didn't have any problems with him. It's just that I started to really like Jamie.
Wow.
And just how he was feeling, I was feeling the same. And
what you mean, like
the butterflies,
okay,
that young love, you feeling good. When you see this person, you just feel good. They complimenting you. I wasn't really getting that in that other relationship. Jamie was just making me feel really good. And like I said, the butterflies, that feeling. When you see somebody, or you're waiting for that phone call, or you're waiting to see that person come to your desk, because we work together.
Right.
I kind of initiated the breakup with Brittany's dad just to go be with him.
Yeah. Wow.
And these beeper days.
Sheesh.
Original cell phone days. This the early 90s.
Yeah.
We had codes, had special codes, because I had a beep. Did I have a beeper too, right? No.
I had one.
Yeah, you had one. So he had a special code for me.
Yeah.
I love you. It was a number code or something. And I miss you. It was a different code. Call me. It was a different code. We had everything all down packed. I mean, and people at work, they were all in our business.
Oh, wow.
They were like, oh, they so cute, because we were so young.
Yeah.
And it's like our whole entire relationship played out at work, because we were in the government, for many years. They watched us grow up, but they also watched our relationship blossom. And then got married and started having kids. So, it's a lot of people who followed us.
Yeah, it's amazing, man, because I think about that. The other day I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was talking about her parents. She was saying that they've been together so long, and like, she used a term. She said, they're no longer together because they grew apart. You know what I mean? And I wonder, like, for you guys been together 30, married 27 and a half, like, do you really think that that's possible for people to grow apart? What does that really mean? Because I can't even wrap my mind around people. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard stories of people married 10, 20 years, and it's like growing apart. I don't understand that. What are your thoughts on that?
I've heard of that too, and I could see that happening. But for us, we grew together. Yeah. We've always had that same ambition, the same drive. We always wanted the same thing. Yeah. So we grew together. He helped me out with my, business ventures. And he was very supportive. I've been supportive of everything he's done. Yeah. From day one. Yeah. So we grew together. Yeah. But I can also see when people say I grew apart. Yeah. Like, they're new, the things that they want in life are totally different from what their spouses or the significant others want. Yeah. And then they start doing things separately and they grow apart. Yeah. They're not including each other. Yeah. They're doing, like you said, doing things separately. He's over there doing interviews or doing business ventures alone. Yeah. And she's got some other great ideas, and she's over there doing her own thing. Yeah. And you start to grow apart. And then you start meeting people on this side, and he's meeting people on this side. And next thing you know, that relationship is over.
I love that because, like I was saying off camera, offline, that, I'm about all things love and marriage, but it's like, I'm currently single, never been married, and I hope to get married one day. and I want to do it one time to one person for the rest of my life. So this season of my life is about surrounding myself with people such as yourselves that have done marriage successfully, so I can glean from you. I can learn from you, right? So in 30 years of being together, I was watching a skit that you guys did. It was like, it was two of them that I really liked. One was when you were in bed. It's like year one, he comes and smooches and everything. Year two, and then year three, I got the dog on the bed, and it was just like fist bumps, you know what I mean? And then the second one was year one, you smacked her. She was like, oh, yeah. Then, you know, she runs up. Year two is kind of, but like year five is like, oh, what are you doing? So it's kind of like these various stages. It's almost like the challenge is to keep the spark. And my question to you guys is, if you can share maybe 3 to 5, you know, top 5 things that you guys would recommend for, you know, having been together this long, what would you say as far as top 5 secrets that you guys have been together this long?
One of mine, we can take turn. One of mine, of course, she know we date each other.
Yeah.
We're inseparable. You see me, you see her. 9 times out of 10, we're together at every function we got to attend. And she just don't want to go. Yeah. And I just got to show my face for us. Yeah. So we date each other a lot, like 2-3 days a week. Yeah.
We were having a conversation not too long ago, and this is something that he brought up. And, you know, some of our friends noticed as well. Jamie and I are a brand together. You know, it's very rare that we'll get a call where it say, I want Erana. Wow. Just Erana, or I want Jamie. Very rare.
Was that intentional? How would you say you got?
Because when we're, like he said, we're always together. So when we're out, we're stepping out, we're looking good, you know, we're at events together. We're together and we're representing the Tyler, Jamie and Erana Tyler. Yeah. So people put us together all the time. Yeah. So when people call us, they say, we want Jamie and Erana to do an interview. We want Jamie and Erana. I mean, we was just asked to be at Ubiquitous.
Yeah,
which
I
is
saw that.
a women expo. Yeah. You know, for women to shop and, you know, mingle and, you know, hear panelists. But again, because we're a brand, I want Jamie and Erana to represent and be at this event as well. Yeah. So that's important too. You know, we're together, you know, all the time. Yeah. Like he said, if I'm sick or if I had something else going on, he normally will go out and represent for us both. But 9 times out of 10, people see us as Jamie and Erana Tyler. Right. Okay. Not just singling us out separately. Yeah. Like you said, the dating works as well, because I know when people first get into a relationship, you know, they date each other. They're so excited and happy to see each other, and then things start to die down. And then he's hanging out with his boys, and she's going out with her girls. I can't even tell you when I've been on a girls' trip. Wow. I love going out with my husband. We enjoy each other, and people probably would be like, girl, you would have fun with your girls. But me and my husband have a great time. And we don't have to be with other couples. We can go just him and I alone, and we'll have an amazing time together. Yeah. You know, and a lot of relationships aren't like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, because sometimes some people say it's important for you to have your alone time, regardless of the fact that you're married.
And I have my alone time. Okay. You know, I go get my nails and stuff done. I work out by myself. But when I want to go out with my husband, it's no pressure. Yeah. But I love hanging with my husband, even when we're at parties, events, going on vacation. But a lot of people don't feel like that. A lot of people do want to have a long time. I got to get away from my husband. I'm tired. I want to be like I never feel that way. And it's been 30 years. We have a great time together, and that's rare. Yeah. You know, especially when we've been together this long. Okay. And another thing, for women, he can come in next. I think appearance matters too. I don't like when couples been together so long and they just let themselves just
date each other, keep up the appearance, like how hot you was looking when y'all got together.
You need to stay like that.
Okay.
I could say we've been looking like this since we met each other. You know, I mean, we're aging. Yeah. Of course, you know. But he works out, I work out. I'm not gonna sit home and eat up everything while he's at the gym working out, getting buff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we motivate each other.
Yeah.
You know, you going to run today? Well, you going to run today? You going to work out? You know, we like style. We like to look good. We like to go out and look nice.
Yeah.
That's why we get a lot of attention on us, because we're a stylish couple. We're a
Yes.
nice looking couple.
Yes.
We're very humble. We're very friendly. We're pleasant, you know, and we're the same.
Okay.
It's not one different from the other.
All
You
right.
know, they could speak highly of me just like they speak highly of him.
Yeah.
So I would say, you know,
All right.
don't let yourself just slip. you
All right.
know.
All right. Give me 2, 3 more or something, because that's 2.
I would say supporting each other's
Okay.
dreams. I'm big on watching people win, whether it's my wife or peers, anybody, you, him.
Yeah.
Like I'm called the plug because I can touch so many people.
Yes.
To do anything.
We get into that because you do a lot. We're gonna get into that. Yeah.
So I think you gotta support your spouse.
Okay.
And I mean, even if they sound crazy, because most geniuses start off sounding crazy, then you like,
I know,
"What the
that's
fuck I
right."
ain't think of that. So, and she'll tell you, she's been with me day one. I've been throwing parties for 2 decades
Wow.
at different levels though.
Yeah.
But the highest level was when social media came in my life.
Yeah.
And of course, with, you know, my vision was, I'm like, I want to be in Verizon Center back then. And I want to sell this joint on. That's where I was at 15 years ago. So, you know, I've done pretty well, some amazing events, and she's been right beside me. Anything she's wanted to put herself into, whether I liked it or not, all support.
Yeah.
So I think to have this longevity, you have to support your other half's dreams and aspirations.
Yeah. Wow. Now you're a mom of 3 kids. And you guys are on the Love and Marriage DC. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. You know, I was just saying to my producer, like, I watched the episode of Love and Marriage DC, the intervention. And it was Brittany, the one that Brittany got you guys together, and let's have this conversation. And it was such an emotional scene to watch, you know. And there were so many things that stood out for me as I watched that, right? Which I kind of want you, Jamie, to touch on. Just that bond with your son, like that father-son relationship, and you making that effort to have that conversation. I want you to speak to how important that is, you know, for fathers, especially Black fathers.
Yeah, that was a tough scene.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people had their opinions on reality TV.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't sign up to be an actor.
Yeah.
And I told the producers, like, I'm not talking to him no more without a therapist.
Yeah.
At this point, it was that bad.
Yeah.
And that scene when the season kicked off in the hallway, like, cameras aside, Mike, like, I'm like, stop playing with me for this shit. Like, it was really about to go down.
Yeah.
And, you know, of course, I wouldn't have went out in the hallway and talked to him. I was done with the shit after the balcony.
Yeah.
And then they was like, go talk to him. And y'all don't see it all, but it was more heated than what y'all even saw. It was bad. So, of course, they like, man, you gotta keep filming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we need somebody professional at this point, because I love my son, but you know, I'm a retired police officer.
Of course.
So
25 years.
Yeah. In
25?
1 week.
Yeah.
I need all mine.
25.
I did 7 more days.
25 years in 1 week.
Yeah. I did 7 extra.
In 5 hours.
Now I speak on him, it was from a dad and law enforcement.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a lot. You gotta think 97.
Yeah.
How old you were in 97? I was a rookie.
Yeah. 7 years. I was 7.
So you know what the world was like back then. So I've seen so many young Black males go down that rabbit hole of death or jail.
Yeah.
And all I've ever done was try to protect him from that, all from day one. Because I was doing it his whole entire life. And he just kept going towards it. And that was the struggle we were having. It was tough on me. It was tough on us. Because, you know, the mother love going to be one way. And I'm like, look.
And we would get into arguments all the time because, you know, I would say, well, don't be so hard on him.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm sure you said you watched the show.
Yeah, I did.
You know, he was saying things as far as like, you know, I want to you know, I don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he was mentioning things like that. So I would always tiptoe around, you know, conversations with him or try not to be so mean or hard. Whereas the dad, you know, he's not going to tiptoe. You know, he's going to say what he need to say because he's upset with him. And I'll be like, oh, no, because I'm scared he might do something to himself, you know. So we struggled with that as well, and he would get upset with me like, no, enough of that baby in him. You coddling him. The whole family coddling him. He needs to grow up. He's almost 30, you know. So we will get into numerous arguments about just the kids and how we, you know, bring them up, and it's just a lot.
I will also say, based on what she said, from my expertise in law enforcement, and I'm not saying 100%, but I knew 90% people who wanted to hurt themselves, they ain't telling you. 9 times out of 10, they not telling you. Yeah. I did homicide. Yeah. I've worked suicides. Yeah. And these people are going through what they're going through, and then you get a note or you get a message. Yeah. And it's done. And they like, I would have never known. Like, but when they're doing that from my expertise, and that's when I was reacting to stuff, dealing with him, I was part dad, part police. I was like, look, if he want her himself, there's nothing none of us could do. He's a grown man. He can get where he need to go. Yeah. There's no way in the world I can stop him. I can pray for him and pray and, you know, put him in front of a therapist. But at the end of the day, he might be good right then and there. And as soon as he leave, he go do what he gonna do. And I worked those scenes for years. Yeah. And the people on our cast who had all these opinions, they haven't done that. So don't tell me how to deal with my own child. Yeah. I'm telling you, he's looking for attention, and that's what I said in the show. I said, because the stuff he was mad at wasn't like life-ending stuff. It was, you don't have a job. But why don't you? Yeah. You're not looking for one. Yeah. And you don't have no money. Okay, why don't you? Because you don't have no job. Yeah. But you want us to, you know, oh my God, now he don't want to be here, so give him some money or do this or do that. And I was like, you don't see this pattern? When he's mad at his girlfriend, I don't want to be here. Yeah. Then we hear from her. He's talking about him. Why? Because whatever he did wrong. So it was like a pattern of when something happened right then and there, it was, oh, let me say this. Yeah. And that's what I was speaking on when I spoke on that topic. Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it's hard for some fathers to walk that line between, you know, they call it tough love, but like you don't want to push the child away. I think it's a very kind of tricky situation. How do you do that? Because it seemed like you did that successfully in that particular,
It's tough, man. Like I say it all the time. There's no manual on being a parent. Yeah. It's all on the fly. And thank God I did have experience in that field of law enforcement where I dealt with families and people as individuals, so I could see that. I've seen this before. Yeah. I know what you're going through, and I would try pep talk him like, come on, man, like let's go. Yeah. Like, you know, we don't do that. You got my blood, my name. We don't do that. Yeah. Let's figure it out. Yeah. And I was always like that, trying to coach him up. Like, come on, man. And then, you know, she has her place, how she dealt with it. But me as the dad, it's like my father was way tougher than this. Like, you wouldn't even survive the 80s. And I survived them, so I know this. Like, life could be a lot worse. Trust me. I remember the 80s when when you were just poor, you don't have nothing. Everybody around you moving and shaking and getting money, and you don't have it. Yeah. Like, y'all got phones and computers and this technology. Like, it's, in my brain, there's no way you should not have a job or a hustle or something. Yeah. Like, and that's what I kept saying on the battle. Like, you got to do something. Yeah. Like, I know everybody. Yeah. I can make a call right now and you'll be working tomorrow. Yeah. But you don't want to work. You want that girl to say, nah, it's cool. You stay over here. No. Yeah. And I was like, don't tell me what she's saying, because I'm your father. I don't want to hear. I see what you're doing. You're not doing nothing. Yeah. And that's why we, had that blow up.
And that's amazing, because from what you just said, I see fatherhood, like your father, and then you passing on the same thing, which is something I've always said, that I believe in family, because the strength of every society is in the family. You know what I mean? And it was such a beautiful thing to see. And I was watching that, and I kept asking myself, what made you guys say, first of all, how did you get involved with the show, right? Because, okay, cool. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that journey, okay?
Supporting, I just said supporting.
How did y'all get that call? Like, how did that come together?
So Monique Samuels, who was actually on season 1 of Love and Marriage DC, she reached out to me because actually when Monique was on Potomac, she wanted me to come in as one of her friends. Okay. So she was trying to pitch me for Potomac. Monique ended up leaving Potomac. A couple of months went by, and Carlos King, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, reached out to Monique and asked her, would she be interested in doing a show in DC? At that time, I don't think we knew it was called Love and Marriage DC. You know, it was just like, you want to do a reality show? I would love to have you on. I need 10 couples that you know of that would be great for the show. Yeah. She reached out to me. Of course, I talked to Jamie. Jamie was a little bitter with the Potomac Bravo situation, so he wasn't really too fond of us joining a reality show. Yeah. And I told him, I said, well, it's Oprah Winfrey Network. It couldn't be so bad. You know, and we had a conversation about it, and he was like, okay, let's try it out. Yeah. Told Monique, hey, go ahead and pitch us, along with, you know, Ashley and Quicksilver that you know of, and a few other couples. Yeah. We met with the executives, producers, and they picked us immediately. Wow. And we started filming, like 3 months later? It was a quick process. Yeah. You know, I'm always curious about that, man. Like, why would you? Because again, watching that scene, the intervention scene, I keep going back to that because it was such a personal, emotional scene, and it's like, man, I don't know if I'd be comfortable like letting the world into that moment. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to hear from you guys, you know what I'm saying? Why were you comfortable, first of all, like because let's face it, your mom is on the show. Right. You know what I mean? Like, this is you letting the world, this is Oprah Winfrey, for goodness sake, into you. Like, why did you guys, because some people might say, you know, I want my privacy, but you said, you know, nah, let's rock and roll with it. Well, I know Jamie can answer that because he's always said we always needed a show. You know, everybody is so interested in what the Tylers are doing. And we have an interesting family dynamic, you know, like little Jamie. We got our oldest daughter. My mom lives with us now. Yeah. So it's entertaining. Then we got Jason, our son, who's blind with a disability. So we have a lot going on in the Tyler household, and we thought it would be interesting just to share with, you know, everyone else. Because people think it's easy. You know, people look at social media and think one thing and like, oh, look, you know, they have this wonderful life. It's easy. Oh, the kids and the wife and the mom, you know, just looking at us like the Huxtables. But we want people to know that, you know, we have a lot going on and we have struggles. You know, we have real things going on, and it's not easy. And we know that a lot of people can relate to what we got going on in our family. So we just wanted to share. And it's great that we did that because with Jason, a lot of people didn't know about doors. Yeah. So when we had that, you know, show, you know, it was shown on a show that he was actually accepted and what doors was all about and where he was going, you know, their phone was ringing off the hook. And I had a lot of messages saying that, you know, thank you for sharing this. Can you speak on Doors for people who's watching this pod who may not be aware of it? Yeah, Doors is a program. It's called Department of Rehabilitation. Jason was born blind. So after high school, he was going to public school. And then he actually went to Maryland School for the Blind, which is for, you know, kids with low vision. And once he got of a certain age, he had to go off to a program to get him ready for the workforce. Yeah. You know, independent skills and all that. So we end up, you know, learning more about Doors and the program that he's in right now through Maryland School for the Blind. And we had to apply for it. At that time, he was still at Maryland School for the Blind. He had not graduated yet. And it was a long process. You know, it was constant calling and emailing, you know, like Jason is going to graduate soon. He needs somewhere to go. He can't just sit at home. He needs to start learning how to be independent so he can go out and get him a job. Yeah. And finally, you know, we got the call, and it was actually during the time of filming. Everything played out where we were filming. Wow. And Jason was ready to go. You know, Jason is a very smart young man. He wants to be independent. Right now, he's enjoying Doors. Again, like I said, it's a Department of Rehabilitation program. He's in a program under doors called BISM, which
Okay.
is for Blind Industry Services of Maryland.
Okay.
And it's in Baltimore.
Okay.
And he has his own apartment. He has 2 roommates.
Wow.
He travels, takes the bus, public transportation to the program that he's in. They teach him all kinds of life skills, cooking.
That's amazing.
You know, making things, you know, just getting him ready so he can go out and do things on his own.
Yeah.
And that's Jamie is really big at that, because that's why he gets so frustrated and upset with the kids when they don't do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because he's always saying, well, what if something happened to me and your mom?
Wow.
Or your grandmother?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I want to make sure that you all know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry. You know, if I get sick or he gets sick, what you gonna do? Because you guys depend on us so much, and your grandmother. I want to make sure that y'all are gonna be okay. Yeah. You know, but Jason, he's doing great. He has at least like maybe 3 more months before he graduates, but he loves it.
Wow.
He loves it.
That's amazing. So are you okay with the whole world being led into your?
Well, initially, that season 1, I was still working.
Okay.
So, of course, you don't see me talking about my career.
Yeah.
And, you know, I tried to go through season 1.
He said, try.
I tried to just cruise through and let her do her thing.
Yeah.
But they came for me.
Wow.
She came for me. Cass came for me. And I have one of those quick tempers, as you probably see. And I'll say what I feel and do what I feel. And so with that being said, season 2, I was retired. So I really was an open book once that happened.
Okay.
I was cool with knowing what I did, and the thing with Lil Jamie, I kind of emphasized that was for him, because I said you need a village.
Yeah.
You need the world cheering for you.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have this conversation in the front of the world.
Yeah.
And I told the producers that I said, we got to talk to a professional therapist, and because I'm not saying I'm right, and my style may be the problem.
Yeah.
I'm willing to hear this. He need to hear from somebody that don't know him from the man in the moon, and we'll come to a happy middle, and that's kind of what you saw play out.
Yeah.
But I was definitely through my hands, and I was like, you praising some girl, and then you on TV, I couldn't say getting high. So I had to keep saying his lifestyle.
Got it.
So, but it was the weed. And I was just like, you sitting up here, you got money for weed, but you asking me to pay your bills? Not in a million years.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what she just said. Like, if somehow, I had a dangerous career. I was in harm's way for 20 years.
Yeah.
Every day I had to make sure I got home.
Yeah.
She knew that. And I said, if something happened to me, what are you going to do? You don't even know how to survive out here. I said, my dad and my mother and her mother know damn well this girl's going to be taken care of if something happened to any of them.
Yeah.
They know I got it.
Yeah.
And I ain't never looking back.
Yeah.
But I said, I wouldn't be able to rest knowing something happened to me at this age. And you out here just clueless.
Yeah. That's amazing. You know, there's something else I want to touch on because, you know, the marriage and the love thing. I don't know if you guys saw this clip that was going around on social media. It was essentially saying that men are not wired to be with one partner. Like, it's not in their nature to do that. Like, monogamy is not realistic. You guys have been together 30 years, married 27 plus. I want you to speak to that, Jamie. Like, what are your thoughts on that? That school of that I would call it a misconception, but people have different opinions on it. Like, so we're gonna say on that school of thought that says that men are not wired to be with one person.
I mean, you talking about, I think men go through phases.
Okay.
So a young man probably not going to do it.
Okay.
Once they get a little older,
Yeah.
slow down a little bit. Once you get my age,
Yeah.
you done. I mean,
Yeah.
you good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you was trying to do in them early years, you should have did it. I'm 50 now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at peace.
Yeah.
We're still in love like yesterday, like day one.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, now you got phones and the internet and this, with all this half-naked women in your face.
Yeah.
But I think the risk is not worth the, you know, it's just not worth it. It's like, We in a world of exposure.
Yeah.
Nobody's exempt from being exposed. Like, whether it's for money, for clout, for likes, you know the world we live in.
Yeah.
Right? So why would you even risk it? You know, and I talked to the boys and Brittany about just exactly what you're talking about. I said, you want to roll them dice if you want. You're going to get caught. You're on TV now. Like, you're a target for the bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's a tough world for a man.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Now, I just wanted you to say, were you gonna ask?
But no, I
that?
was gonna say, that was great. Great answer. But no, marriage takes work. But as you can see on the show, I mean, not only are we putting the kids out there with their lives, I mean, our marriage and struggles that we go through. Yeah. We had a swallowologist come to the house. Did you see that? I mean, who would do that? Like,
I was going to get to that.
The swallowologist. So it's like, we've taken all kinds of
well, whose idea was that? Who in this shit?
So it was my idea. But you know how many people go through that's been married that long?
Oh, man.
So
But y'all keep it real. That's the thing.
I told him, I said, when we go on the show, season 1, before we film season 1, I said, we got to be real. Yeah. I said, because people know when you fake and you don't want to go in there faking. I said, people going to be able to relate to us because we've been married so long. Yeah. You know, people going to be like, I've been through that. I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Yeah. I mean, I've got many messages saying, oh, shoot, you know, that's true. You know, that's real. You know, breaking over a swallowologist, and you know, we having these problems too.
it was the edits for me. The edits were hilarious.
No, so we experienced everything while they were filming. And the camera guys, they just know everything about my business. Right. My business. I just was like, I felt this small. I just wanted to go up to my room when we finished filming. I was like, I am so embarrassed right now.
But it was your idea, like
it was our idea. Yeah. But, I mean, you know, like I said, a lot of married couples who've been married as long as we have, experience. And the wonderful thing about it is that we're trying to correct anything or fix or, you know, any problems that we have in our marriage. At least we're taking steps to correct it. Yeah. You know, if we're not having sex often, then we're going to go see somebody and be like, well, what do we need to do to get that spark back into our marriage or our sex life? Yeah. You know, we went to the sex store. Yeah. You know, so we're doing things so we don't have to go out here to other people. Got it. You know, we're trying to correct it so that we can come back together and bring the sparks or the fire back into our marriage.
That's amazing. Yeah. that was a lot. Yeah, I need to go. If you didn't catch it, go rewatch that episode. Yes. That joint was crazy. It was wild. It was wild. But you know, I've always said that in order for you to be successfully married, you have to be successfully single. You know? And y'all been in the game so long. And I want you to talk to me, talk to my producer, talk to the single man out there. You know, how can we make sure that we do singleness successfully? Because I think a lot of people miss that. You know, everybody wants to be booed up. But I think that there is some virtue and value in that season of singleness, because it was something key you said, you know, like you guys wanted the same thing. It's almost like was the soulful connection. It was something about how he was moving, how he carried himself and how you carried yourself. And I think that's so, because I want you to speak to me, to my producer, to the young single man out there. Like, how can we make sure that this period of our lives, we're moving how we supposed to move? What would you share with us as a word of advice to get us ready? You know, what do we need to do before, you know what I'm saying, like getting in that relationship? And
that serious relationship?
Yeah.
I mean, I pray for you guys. Yeah. I ain't even gonna lie.
And we can't even speak off our experience because we met so young.
Yeah.
You know, and
no, but I think it applies. I think some of you, because again, you've been together. Let me tell you something. Like I was saying, that if you've been together this long, I guarantee you, it's things that you, and some of the stuff you talked about now, dating each other, those are things that are timeless. So I think that even though if it was a different time, I still believe that some of those values still apply to this day. You know,
I think it's single guys today.
Yeah,
I think you have to go ahead and enjoy your freedom. Like, go travel.
Okay.
Go do all this wild stuff your buddy's doing, talking about if you want those internet phone apps and all that, try that.
Yeah.
Get all that out your system, because until you do, you ain't ready for the one.
Wow.
Once you find the one, you're not gonna want to take that trip.
Yeah.
That fellas trip not gonna be as important.
Yeah.
Them apps, delete it. These DMs and these liking all these different pages, you like, but until you get it out your system, it's gonna be there. And I'm heard it forever. It's still in my face too, but it's just a thing. Like, I'm good. Like, I get it now. It's like, this shit is bullshit. Yeah. Like, nobody, if I was sick tomorrow, would be thinking about me, but this one. And we've been through that. Trust me. Yeah. I've been hurt on the job. I've been sick. She's been sick. We side by side. Yeah. And you gotta keep that in mind too when you think who you choosing to be your wife. Yeah. Like, is this shit for, because she watching me on this app and I look lit? Yeah. Or if something really happened to me, or if my mom or dad got sick, would she be there at the hospital right beside me? Yeah. Yeah. She's known my dad just as long as she known me. Yeah. And my mother. I knew her mother first. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So this ain't no, no internet shit. Like, we till we die. Yeah. We signed up for it. Yeah.
You gotta find somebody that's gonna push you and encourage you to do better.
Yeah. Yeah. Speak to the ladies. Yeah.
Because we tell my son the same thing. Because I'm like, if you sitting up here with a girl and she just letting you smoke weed all day, and you not getting up going to work like you supposed to, and she don't have anything to say, then something's wrong with that. Like, you gotta get somebody that's gonna be like, why are you sitting here and you should be at work? Yeah. Like, we need to be out here hustling together. Yeah. Like, you can't just have somebody that's just gonna be sitting there relaxing. You're not doing right, and you're not gonna succeed. Yeah. You gotta have somebody that's gonna push you and motivate, and that's what we do. Yeah. He's been doing that since day one. When I got with him, my credit was terrible. Wow. I had bills that wasn't getting paid. Yeah. My mom kind of really, she spoiled me. Yeah.
But don't say I created you.
But you
don't want no problems.
And I didn't say it.
Wait a minute. Wait.
But I'm just saying.
You know what I'm talking about.
So, we did have that.
But this is what I was talking about.
Right.
But I talk about this all the time because people need to hear this. Yeah. Like, what if I had somebody that was like, oh, don't worry about paying that bill, boo. Let's go out and just go have a drink somewhere. You can deal with that later. Oh, you ain't going to work there? All right, let's just go catch a movie. Don't worry about work. He was like, no, you're going to pay these bills. You're going to get on track. Yeah. He's the one that pushed me into network marketing.
20-something years old.
And look, he was the one who pushed me into being a business entrepreneur because my mom retired from the government. Mm-hmm. So, of course, you're going to kind of follow the footsteps of your parents because that's what you know. My mom did great in the government. And I was like, oh, I want to be in the government. And I want to retire like my mom. Yeah. And I want to be her. Yeah. He was the one who said, no, you got more to you. You can go out here and be a business owner or entrepreneur. You're sharp. So he's the one pushed me into that world because otherwise, if I had somebody else that was like, oh, yeah, get up and go to work for somebody for the rest of your life and then retire. Yeah. You got to have somebody that's going to see more in you than you see, pretty much. He saw more, and he said, you can do this. Man. And millionaire. Yeah. In a year. Yeah. Based off of him telling me what I didn't think I had it in me. Yeah. He saw that in me. Yeah. So you gotta find people like that.
Piggyback. I said on TV, I used the wrong word, created the boss. Yeah. But they don't show y'all that. Yeah. But I said it in several scenes in the first half. Yeah. Never made TV. Yeah. So I say it again today. Created the boss was the wrong choice of words. Mm-hmm. But I supported her and nudged her, or whatever else words you want to use, into that world. And she just told you she made 7 figures very quick.
Yeah. And kept going. Never went back. Kept going.
That's amazing. Speaking of credit, you guys got a credit company.
Yes.
We're just gonna slide right in there. You know what I mean? Talk about that, man, because being financially knowledgeable is so important, and especially in the Black community. So talk about your company, what you guys do, but if you can share with married folk, like some tips, you know, on how, because, you know, people have different thoughts on separate accounts, joint accounts, that sort of thing. Like, what have you guys seen that has worked for you successfully when it comes to keeping the finances straight and together? Some things that you would recommend. So let's talk about the company, and then let's talk about those tips that would help married couple financially.
So the company that we have is called 𝙇𝙤𝙧𝙧𝙞𖖏 Consultants.
Yeah.
I do credit repair.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of lenders. I work with a lot of realtors and just friends or referrals in general who just come to me, just want their credit up so they can purchase homes or whatever they need to do. I consult with them, get them some tips and advice on, you know, what they need to do to help them get their credit scores up. What I do is I dispute negative accounts on their credit. Work with all 3 credit bureaus, send out the letters to get those negative accounts removed off their credit report. Every 30 days, I normally go back in and look at their account to see what has been taken off their credit, to see if their scores are going up, and just send out letters. I'm pretty much doing the legwork that they could actually do. I'm doing the letters on their behalf, but people don't have time for that. You know, and the credit bureaus know that. They know people are not going to spend time doing letters every 30 days, sending it out. So they hire people like me. But it's been very successful. Like I said, I work with a lot of lenders so they can get their clients approved for homes. That's been successful. Realtors, they call me all the time. I got somebody that wants to purchase a home. Their scores are very low, but we want to try to get them in at least 6, the mid 6s. That's the normal credit score that you need to at least get approved for a loan for a home. So it's been very successful. I've been doing it for at least 3 to 4 years. And like I said, I just talk to my clients, you know, just tell them they start paying their bills on time. I'm never the one that's going to tell them not to stop paying their bill. I'm not that type of person, even though I'm, you know, trying to get things removed off their credit report. But it's things that they did. They wasn't paying their cards on time. They were in default 30 to 60 days. I just advise them, like, once I start cleaning up your credit report and getting these negative accounts removed and get your scores up, now I need you to do what you need to do on your part. You know, start paying your bills on time. Let's not go backwards. We're moving forward and try to keep it like that. But I know it's hard for a lot of clients because once they start seeing their scores go up, they start getting all this mail. Oh, apply for this card, apply for this card. Or they'll call me and say, oh, my car broke down. You think I can go buy me a new car? The temptation sets in when they start seeing. And I'm like, no, we still got work to do. You still got things on your credit report that need to come off. I know with Jamie and I, when we first got together, when we got married, joint accounts. We had a joint account. And that was so bad. Is
that I was about to say, like, how you feel about that?
He could tell you that. It was horrible.
back in those days, like when she told you I was working on her when I got with her, like that was why. It was like,
but it was so old school. It was like, put your money in an account together. Like, we did that, but it just didn't work out.
But the problem was, I wanted to pay the bill. So once it's in there, I knew I'm gonna pay that mortgage. I'm gonna pay the car note, whatever. And then once we was done with that, you know, it was whatever. But I mean, she ain't just get like this. She been shopping before I met her. So I had to.
That was the problem.
So yeah.
I like how you said that.
I'm just gonna keep it honest. So when you say when I was being an a-hole to her, it's like, cause we're having to this much amount of money, and I know she got shit in her trunk. Shoes.
I was shopping.
Boxing. So this is why I was policing the accounts. So it got to a point where she started making more. And she was like, I'm getting off this account. I was like, bye. And we ain't looked back since.
But it did. So one might argue that the joint account did work for the time because they helped
for a very short period. Because my spending habits. I mean, I was maxing out my own credit cards, department store cards, money that we had for mortgage or things, utilities. I would go in there, and then when it was time to pay the bills, it was like, where's the money?
She has not sent a mortgage payment, and we've owned a house since probably 94.
Wow.
Apartments, townhouse, about 3 or 4 houses. Even rental houses we had. Like I did all those mortgages.
Physically paid.
If something happened to me, she don't even know how to deal with that shit.
Wow. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think she would figure it out she's very sharp, but it's just something I'm comfortable doing.
Because he's always did it. So I was like, you do it. And I'll give him my portion. So it's not like he's paying all the bill. I give him my portion, but at the time when we had a joint account, the money just went in one pot.
Right.
But now that we have separate ones, he gets his portion, my portion to pay the bill, but he physically does it.
Yeah, I'm the one that.
So you guys are saying, you know, would you recommend the joint account for a married couple right now?
I think you could have one, which we have one.
Okay.
Separate ones.
And then you need your own for sure.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you how I found out she went backwards when we tried to buy a house.
Wow.
And our agent was like, "I'm taking over your account.
Yes.
You're not paying. You're
She
gonna
had to
live
help
off
us.
$200
Yeah.
2 weeks."
Yeah.
So let's just say that if both parties agree, the joint account is fine. But I personally, based off our experience, would have a separate one as well.
Okay.
It's almost like you can't do anything. Like he's watching all the transactions. I felt like a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if I want to go to the store, why I can't go to the store and buy
Yeah.
a shirt or something? So have your own over here, but also if you want one as a joint account for mortgage, utilities, household expenses, that's what I would recommend.
Okay. But it did help you though. It
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because it's interesting that you were maxing out your car, but you're helping people fix their credit.
yeah,
It's
I
just
had to
that-
learn. I
that
had
crazy?
to learn.
So
I'm so much
something.
better now.
Yeah.
But no, tell him I'm so much better now. Because I was so careless with money. Oh, let's just go blow all our money and go shopping or go on a trip. But now I'd be like, we ain't got to go on this
And
trip.
what's crazy is when she took off in network marketing and she was getting 30, 40, 50 a month.
Yeah.
I was like, let's
Right.
ball
And I'm
out.
like,
Yeah.
She was like, no, I ain't spending my money on that.
right.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So I had
As
to,
you grow.
I had to. I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get better financially.
wow,
But
that's-
see, so another thing about the financial literacy too and the credit repair, we actually filmed a scene that didn't air yet for the second half of the season where I'm kind of like counseling my boys. Because little Jamie wants to buy an apartment. He
Yeah.
wants a car. He wants this. And I'm like, you only had a job for 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, you got to have a job for at least a year or so to prove that you can maintain or, sustain a job.
Yeah.
And your credit scores need to be good.
Yeah.
You got some stuff on your credit.
Yeah.
And even with Jason, because he got his own bank account now.
Yeah.
He got his own debit card. He goes
Yeah.
to the grocery store and
Yeah.
does his own thing. So I'm starting them off young, early.
Yeah.
So that they'll know what they need to do to prepare. So when it's time, they'll be fine.
That's amazing. You guys have a lot of businesses. I'm looking at the wig.
Yes.
And we got to get into the wig collection. You know what I mean? Talk about that, man. Like, what made you say, you know what? This is the next business move for me. I want to get into it. And because everybody got a wig collection, but that did not stop you from saying, I want to do my own thing. And as you talk about that, I mean, drop the website, where we can buy it as well, because the wig, can we say on fleek though? Do people still say that? But it's popping. It's popping. So let's talk about the collection.
Thank you.
No worries.
So it was long overdue. People always looked up to me for fashion, style, for many years. I have long hair. My natural hair is long, but I've always worn like hair pieces, sew-ins. I didn't get into the wigs till like later on in life, like not too long ago. But I like to switch up.
Yeah.
I've never been that girl that wore the same style for months or a month at that. He would come home and I would have blonde hair.
Yeah.
The next day he come home red hair. So I've always been a person that's versatile, that like the long hair, short hair colors and things like that.
Yeah.
The girl that actually makes my wig, her name is Kira.
Yeah.
I met her when she was 18, and she made my first wig.
Okay.
And she made a couple of wigs after that, and people started coming to her and saying, I want my hair like Erana. I want my wig exactly like hers. I want the part here. It was like they were like being very particular, like this is how I want it, and it's just like hers. They would bring pictures of me.
Yeah.
And what is it? Maybe the beginning of maybe middle of last year, we actually sat down, had a conversation, and was like, it's long overdue. We need to collab. and I need to have my own line because people are coming to you anyway to look like me. They're bringing pictures. These people don't even know me. They're looking on social media and bringing pictures. I saw this girl that's wearing your wigs, and I want it just like her. So I said, I need to have my own collection. Let me, pick out the styles that I like. It's only 6 right now, but we're adding more. But yeah, I mean, and it's going great. We filmed a launch on the show. It was the wig launch.
I saw the photo shoot.
Yeah, we had the photo shoot. We had the wig launch. We also filmed a pop-up where the ladies can come in and try on wigs because I was getting a lot of calls and inboxes saying, I'm not used to wearing wigs. This will be my first time. I don't know what I'm going to look like. How do I put it on? Like, what do I do? So I said, well, I need to do a pop-up so that the ladies can come in and actually try the wigs on. We could show them how to put the wigs on and, to see if the wig looks right because some people may like long hair. Short hair may not look right on certain people. It depends. So I did a pop-up as well, and it's been going great.
Yeah. Y'all need to do y'all do videos now, like just showing people each time a new?
So normally when they want to purchase a wig from my collection, they have to physically go into the store, in the shop. So she has a shop. Okay. And she'll show them how to put the wigs on. Yeah. They're custom made, so they're custom for that person. Yeah. They can add hair, they can cut it, they can add color. But she'll show them how to apply the wig. Yeah. Take the wig off, put the wig back on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I be thinking as you guys are talking, like you got a lot of business going on. You guys invest in real estate. Yeah. You got J&J Entertainment. It's interesting that you said that you're not an actor, but I remember you were saying that you had a movie coming up on BET. And I'm just curious to know, man, like, what are you guys' routine? Like, how do you balance it all, with the kids and the show and, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you have a routine that you go, I'm you know what I mean? It's a lot.
You know what's funny? That question has been asked for decades. Yeah. And I never had the answer. Wow. Because I come from a place where we just get shit done. Yeah. And, make it work. And my drive is, it's unique. Hers is unique. Yeah. Like, I give my father all credit. He was, I was working at 14. Wow. And have never stopped since. I had paper routes. Yeah. Working. I wanted Gucci shit in high school in the 80s. Yeah. So you was gonna sell crack or you was gonna hustle to get it. Yeah. So I had to figure this shit out. Yeah. And it went on into my adult life on the police force. As soon as I got able to what they call certified, where you could ride by yourself, I had 2 part-time jobs. And so she only know me from just grind. Even J&J, I was throwing parties before J&J. Yeah. But 08, I got on Facebook, playing around with groups and events and all that. I said, wait a minute. Yeah. Something new. Yeah. Called JD, my partner. Saw a spot. We liked it. We did a little free event. 300 people showed up. Paid a couple dollars. Ran it a couple weeks straight. And J&J was born.
Wow. And you guys are not actually like realtors, but you invest in properties, is what you're saying. Yes. What's the difference between?
So we're not realtors. Okay. I never took the exam. I did go to school for it, but I didn't finish. Yeah. But we're investors, so we put up the money. We actually have a guy. Jamie calls him the money guy. Yeah. So he's like a hard money lender. Yeah. So if we find a distressed property, he'll put up the money. Yeah. And we'll kind of split the profit. Yeah. But we just go out, we look for distressed homes, properties that's just been sitting, people who owe a lot of taxes, they can't afford to keep up with the payments, foreclosure homes. Yeah. We work directly with the owner. Okay. So we don't work with realtors. Okay. Cut them out. We go straight to the owner. We ask them, do they want to sell a property? Yeah. They say yes. We'll give them an offer based on the comps in the area. Yeah. So we don't cheat nobody. Yeah. We fair. Okay. And if they say, we do quick closing. We'll pay off any taxes that they have, if they have any taxes. And normally what we do, sometimes we do wholesale deals too. So if we're not doing fix and flip, if we're not going to fix it and flip it and make a profit ourselves, then we'll do wholesale deals too. And it's pretty much the same. We work with the owner, see if they want to sell it. Yeah. We got our money guy. And then what we do is we'll send it out to an investor.
Okay.
So once we have the contract with the owner, we'll send it out to an investor, and the investor takes over the contract. So we don't have to touch it, but we still make money off of it as well.
Man.
And I'll add this. One thing about us, we know what each other's good at.
Yeah.
So all that admin stuff and keeping track of being here today, that's her.
That's her.
Because I'll be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I remember when I DM'd you, you said the wife is gonna give back to you. I said, okay, done deal.
That's real talk. And I think that's part of our success. Like I know what she's good at. She knows what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Like I will ride around DC all day, Maryland, find these houses, send them to her and our partner, let them do their thing.
Yeah.
So while I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And now that I'm retired, it seems like we busier.
Yeah.
But it's fine because we still have time to go out. We do events. We still hang out together, do movies. And the kids are older. So we don't have to worry about them. Brittany has her own place. Jason is in Baltimore. Little Jamie's in and out, but the kids are older. So we don't have to worry about taking time to spend with kids. They're not little kids. Yeah. They're older. They hang out with us at the clubs and events and things like that. So we still make time for family as well as our businesses.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Listen, I got like a couple questions before I let you guys go. Hip Hop 50, right? Hip Hop turns 50 in August 11 this year. And I'm curious to know, Jamie, I'm going to start with you on this one. Your last day on Earth. It's your last on Earth, hypothetical situation, last on Earth. You could only listen to 5 songs. This is your last night, maybe 3 to 5 songs. What you going with?
All Jay-Z.
Okay.
That's I mean, anybody know me.
Yeah.
Jay-Z forever.
Okay.
You want the songs?
Yeah, I was about to say any.
I'm glad you ain't call on me.
Give us something. Give us something. You know what I mean? Give us something. We talking about the Black Album. What we talking?
I mean, he got 100 albums, but
yeah.
I'm a big fan of Say Hello.
Okay.
Because I feel like, that's me, the bad guy.
Yeah.
Came from the bottom, now mad fly.
Yeah.
That's the picture they paint.
Hey.
I used to walk into my birthdays off that for years.
Wow.
Whenever it came out.
Yeah.
Jay-Z. I mean, Reasonable Doubt album.
Ooh. The producer he's feeling that when he's nodding over there.
Can I live? Can I live?
Can I live? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And he's on this, but I used to love this song when I went through some stuff at the job. Scarface, Guess Who's Back?
Yeah.
He's on that, but
he was on that, yeah.
How it started off.
Yeah.
Guess Who's Back?
Yeah.
Came from it all, got a stain on my back. I went through some real shit on the police department 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Hating, jealousy shit. And they put a bone out on me that I was fucked up, doing fucked up shit. And I was like, what? Yeah. And at the end of the day, it was bullshit, like I said. Yeah. And that song was out. Yeah. And I was blasting it. Yeah. At the very beginning. So that one always resonates with me.
That's so key that you touched on that, because I wondered if that was why you left the force.
Well, I would say 25 was the goal. Okay. But it was an absolute goal because of a lot of that. That was 20 years ago. Yeah. That was a rough, I guess it lasted 5 months, the bullshit I went through. Yeah. And it was so easy to fix. If somebody said something, but they just like, oh, we got him. We got a dirty cop. Yeah. And they tried. And it was like, what are you trying to, like, why didn't you just ask me? I would have told you X, Y, and Z. Yeah. But it was bullshit.
How do you feel about the relationship between black folk and cops?
Oh, man. I think law enforcement is in trouble. And I've said it years ago when I saw how they switched the hiring process. Yeah. I mean, I don't knock college, but that wasn't the smart move to make you have 60 credits just to be the police. Yeah. You need homegrown people from the community with common sense and ain't scared. And that was when I applied in '96. I didn't want to be the police growing up, but I wasn't scared. Yeah. And I was working, the building with her, and that was at DEA. Yeah. So we was around agents and retired police every day. And all I'm like, why don't you join the police? But I was like, I ain't doing that shit. Yeah. And they was like, it's a career, do your time, retire, da-da-da. I was like, yeah, that sounds good. So I did it. Yeah. And I could walk in the hood and because they know me, because I'm around. I was popular all my life, so I could relate to what was happening. I wasn't scared. I wasn't gonna pull my gun out as soon as you say, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So what they hiring now, I feel like they scared. They not from here.
Where do you think is the origin of that kind of animosity that black folk have towards cops? Where do you think that come? How can we at least begin the process of fixing that, if possible?
I mean, I just think it's cops and robbers, man. If you know you're doing wrong, you ain't gonna like a police officer. Okay. My thing was, I never let that job define me. I was always Jamie, but I'm a police officer. Wow. I throw parties. I buy houses. Yeah. So you never put me in that box of this police ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was off duty, seeing the youngest from ran away, they be like this, damn, that's the police. I'm like, yeah. I dress just like you. I drive Benzes and shit just like you. Yeah. I ain't scared. Like, I'm in the same place as you at. Yeah. And I just never had no problems. How you think you could throw the biggest parties around and use the police? I did homicide. Wow. I was a jump out in 2001. Wow. 22 years ago. I was chasing everybody around every bad neighborhood in D.C. And then was throwing the biggest parties, and half of them was there. Giving me fives and shit. That's why I said, you talking about how we do it. I don't even know. Because they used to be like, I literally, she'll tell you, I would have a murder working, and then I would be on a plane in Vegas, throwing a party in Vegas, hanging with Floyd and whoever else, and then come right back and get right back and close the case. They be like,
to travel with me when I had business ventures I had to go to, like traveling. Yeah, he would go with me to that too. Yeah,
I told my son, I said, she gotta be on stage. We gotta get an award. Yeah, he would be right getting there. Inducted into the Millionaire Club. Like, I'm gone. They be like, where haven't they been? Okay. They be like, how the hell you do this shit?
Yeah. All right. 2 questions. I'll let you go. Erana, what's on your playlist right now? Erana's playlist. Oh, yeah. What you bumping right now?
Oh, sure. I listen to what the youngins listen to.
Wait a
minute. Uzi. People would never think. Look, yes, I'm listening to Quavo, Lil Uzi. Yes, I was born and raised in D.C., but I like the music. I mean, I can listen to everything. Yeah. But on my playlist, I'm listening to, like I said, Uzi and Quavo and
and I give you
Drake.
My last two.
Drake. Give me your last two.
They relate with her too. Okay. On the Run too.
Okay.
That's our song. Yeah. 03 Bomb.
Oh, yeah, I got a song. That's so cute. Oh, yeah, they got a song.
We do. So when we do karaoke, we sing that.
Oh, that is so cute.
And 03 Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's amazing. What was your first introduction to hip hop? Maybe like first hip hop concert you went to or album that you got? Do you remember?
In the 80s, Sugar Hill.
Wow. Sugar Hill.
Curtis Blow. I had those records. I used to play records. Yeah. Yeah, my father had all the records. My father is just like me. He was throwing house parties.
Yes.
I was in elementary school. Yeah. He used to blast. He still blasts music. I blast.
They are the same.
Oh, man.
It's in my blood. Man.
That's amazing. Listen, I could talk to you guys forever, but I want you to close with this. You guys have lived a life and you've done so much. But a lot of times people see the glory. They don't know the story, right? They see the glitz and the glamour, like the flashy stuff and all of that. I want you to speak, and if you can remember, a time that you can say was one of your lowest in life and how you were able to bounce back from that, maybe individually and even as a couple.
I think for me, my lowest point where I didn't know what I did to be here was when I found out Jason couldn't see. That was 2000. Yeah. Like, hearing that news, 2 months after he was born, like for no reason, like, what you just say? Yeah. He said, yeah, your son is gonna be blind. We was like, nah, you tripping. And then they rushed him into a surgery and tried to fix his retina. Yeah. And it was unsuccessful. So I said, all right, do the other one. Yeah. He's like, nah, it's too late. Yeah. And I just like shut down for about 2 weeks.
I would say that too. Just thinking right now, because I'm sure I have other things, but just to say that he brought it up, I would say that too. Because I would say too, I was the one that carried him for 9 months. So I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? You know, I thought I ate everything right, healthy, you know, I didn't exercise, but I was young. You know, I was, you know, fit. Not fit, but I stayed on the move, so it wasn't like I was having any problems. I wasn't unhealthy. I wasn't having any problems during the time I was pregnant. So we were just, like, thrown off guard, like, how did this happen? But like I said, Jason's so smart. You know, I was able to learn Braille. People don't know I know how to read Braille. I had to teach Jason, you know, when he was home after school, he would come home and I had to help him with his homework. But I know how to read Braille. So we, you know, Jason can do everything. You know, he's cooking now and takes his own showers and loves music. He played the keyboard when he was younger. He's met a lot of celebrities in life, very popular, runs his own social media page. But yeah, I think that was actually one of the lowest times in my life as well.
We got one more incident.
Oh,
You'll see it on the second half. They brought it. They got it out of me, but we were in a bad car accident, the whole family, in 03. Wow. Yeah. And
Man.
I talk about it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know, I mean, we've been through so much shit. You gotta imagine.
You need to write a book.
Financially, shit like that. So it's like that stuff. You just thug it out, and AC go out. Then next week this go out, and it's like, how I'm gonna deal with this, and you figure it out. Yeah. So none of that stuff really, you know, but the accident and then Jason.
Wow. How did you guys get through? Like, I'm sure. How did you? Because you say you shut down for like 2 weeks. Did you have a process of like bouncing back from that?
I mean, this was 2000. I just called my sergeant when I found out. I just cried.
Wow.
And she said, "Come back when you're ready." And I think I stayed out for a couple weeks, and then I had to get back to work. And then we had to learn what we had to learn. We had to teach them how to walk, crawl, use the bathroom, everything that come with. And then, I mean, she's the real MVP because I was doing, and I caught hell on the reunion when she brought up I wasn't around for this and this and this. I wasn't saying I was in court every single day for 20 years, testifying. So I missed a lot of those meetings and a lot of stuff that she had to do for Jason. But when I could be there, I was there. So, you know, that's what that was, that little exchange. But I didn't like the fact she brought that up. But.
Jason was in like an infant and toddler program when he was probably like 3 years old. Because he had to learn, you know, mobility skills. And so I was working a 9 to 5 at the time, but I had to take like half a days because I had to take him to the program where he had to, you know, learn mobility skills. So it was a process, but it paid off. Jason is a smart young man. And he's doing really great. So whatever we did together and as a family, my mom's support, you know, his family support, all coming together to help, you know, Jason is paid off. He's doing a great job now.
When they say it take a village,
it does.
That's the real statement for this household.
What y'all got coming up?
Oh, the movie that we were speaking of, so the Tanessa Welch story, First Lady of BMF. I have a couple cameos in that.
Okay.
I play a detective.
That's dope. Oh man, this is from someone who said he's not an actor. Like, look at where you are now. You know what I mean? Man, listen, I could talk to you guys forever, man. Just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on the show. Like I said, it meant so much to me sitting with you, having you on here, and just gleaning, learning from you. So thank you guys so much for coming on. And you guys know what to do. You know, subscribe, stay locked in. We are going to see you next time on High Vibrations Only.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.